Welcome to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. Before we start today's episode, we at Inside Boxing want to offer our condolences to the Hector Camacho family. He will be sorely missed in the world of boxing. A boxer who stepped into the ring, gave it his all. It wasn't about championships, it wasn't about money. It was about who was the macho man in the ring. He will be sorely missed by all who know boxing.
Welcome to Inside Boxing Throwdown. This is our last segment for the month of November 2012. My name is Steve Johnson, my co-host Aurelio Martinez. Aurelio, it's been a fun year.
Oh, it has.
We still got 1 month to go, and December is going to be a blast. We got some great fights coming up in December, but going out in November is going to be a great fight. We've got this weekend coming up in Madison Square Garden in New York. We've got New York and the Puerto Rican favorite, Miguel Cotto, and he's taking on the pride of Las Cruces, New Mexico, Austin, no doubt, Trout. And what should be a great fight. Aurelio?
Actually, it should be a great fight. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. We want to talk about this fight because, you know, we've got some good fights. Last week we had some very good fights, and this week we can look forward to Cotto. You know, Cotto's been an outstanding boxer. He's one thing you get from Cotto is you get 100% every time he steps into the ring, and there's not going to be any difference in this fight. Miguel Cotto's going to come and fight. What I want to talk about is Austin Trout. Okay, now, in all reality, Steve, what gives Austin what am I trying to say? What gives him? What puts him in a position where he can fight Cotto for this title? I mean, there's fighters out there that can make the mega fights, the bigger names, you know, the Canelos and everyone else. But Austin Trout is the one that's getting this shot at Miguel Cotto. In your opinion, what gives Austin Trout the credentials to come in and vie for this fight, for the challenge?
Well, first thing, Aurelio, is that Austin Trout can fight. That's first. Second of all is I give all credit to Miguel Cotto. As Miguel Cotto, let it be known publicly, I've never had an easy fight. And for him to say that before taking this fight with Trout, which, by the way, Oscar De La Hoya was against him taking this fight against Trout. He knows how dangerous Austin Trout is. Austin Trout's a southpaw that is, you know, pretty much a boxer puncher. Okay. Someone that definitely has to be dealt with. And he really didn't hit the map until, you know, we know about him locally because he's from New Mexico. So we got a chance to follow him a little bit. But he didn't get on the map until he beat the crap out of Canelo Alvarez's brother.
That's right.
Okay, when he beat his brother.
He sure did.
That's when everything changed and people started taking note of them. And what happened to Aurelio in that fight, if you remember, is
Rigoberto.
Yes, if you remember that as soon as the fight was over, Austin called out Canelo.
Yeah.
And Canelo said, "Don't worry, I'm going to avenge my brother's loss."
Okay.
And he won't touch the guy. Okay, he won't touch him. He knows how dangerous he is. But getting back to your thing that you said about him, I mean, having fought Alvarez's brother, having beaten David Lopez, having beaten convincingly Delvin Rodriguez, that's when people start saying, you know what, this guy has to be dealt with and he can fight.
You know, and that's my point. My point is, I really don't see where he's fought anybody. Okay, and you say that he hasn't gotten his notoriety in boxing, that no one's recognized him. But that's his own fault. He hasn't fought any big names. He hasn't fought anyone on his. He doesn't have anyone on his resume that people really recognize or know.
Well, that's
with the exception of Delvin Rodriguez. I mean, you say he beat Canelo's brother. Well, who's Canelo's brother? Well, I mean, we couldn't even think of his name.
Well, you couldn't, but I'm saying
you didn't say it either.
Well, the thing is I'm telling you, is that you're comparing. If you're going to compare who's fought against who's the better competition, there's no question.
But that's my point. That's my point. And to me, it's just a case where Austin Trout, number one, is getting old. Okay.
No, you mean Canelo. I mean Miguel Cotto.
Well, Miguel Cotto is old.
Okay.
Austin Trout is at his career where he has to do something. Okay. Number two is he's at a position where he may be thinking that he's getting Cotto at the right time because Cotto is now contemplating retiring. He's been in the game a long time, and like you say, he's old. So that may be why he took the fight. Whether he would have taken the fight with the young Miguel Cotto, I'm not so sure he would do that. Now, for some reason, you get fighters today that just won't fight anyone. That there's no fighting for pride. There's no fighting for
it's
all about making your way and making that big payday. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's the way it is today. Okay,
but you're assuming that Austin Trout fits into that peg, and
absolutely.
I differ with you. He doesn't fit into that peg.
Okay, don't Pete tell me who he's fought other than Devin Rodriguez that you know that's a recognizable name in boxing.
Well, I'm not going to tell you there's any recognizable name. Well, I'm saying that how many fighters can you say have done that? There's not many fighters nowadays that you can say they wouldn't fight.
If you want to call yourself a real champ, that's the problem with boxing today. Is belts are handed out all over the place.
Yeah,
now let me prove my point.
Wait,
okay, Austin Trout. No, I'm gonna tell you because Austin Trout won the WBA international light middleweight title. Okay, this is the international. He fought a guy that was named Martin Avila with a record of 9-4 to win that title. Okay, club fight. Okay, he won the WBC Continental Americas title. Okay, he fought a guy named Tarazoni Washington, 13 wins, 10 losses. Club fight. Okay, now let's go over here. Now he won his WBA World. This is the world title.
Right.
Okay, he won his world title against David Alonso Lopez.
Right.
Who's David Alonso Lopez?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
He's got your paper belt, what you say.
That's my point. Is David Alonso Lopez's record was 40 wins, 12 losses. So he must have been 100 years old.
Well,
So my point is, champions today, so what? Okay, until you step in that ring and prove that you're a real champion, that you can beat some of these guys. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I don't think Miguel Cotto is washed up. Okay, so I'm going to say it's going to be a big different fight. Now, maybe Miguel is on his last legs because of his age. It doesn't take away from his championship heart. Miguel Cotto has shied away from no one.
I agree 100%.
He has fought everybody. He has fought top caliber fighters. Now you got Austin Trout that's coming in, hasn't fought nobody.
Well, okay, you want to say nobody, but let me tell you this. For those fans of yourself who are like Aurelio are gauging Miguel Cotto's last performance against Floyd Mayweather as being some type of rejuvenation thing, I'm of the opinion that fight, as far as I'm concerned, it exposed Floyd as age catching up to him. This wasn't a matter of Miguel doing great things. Miguel does the same thing he does all the time. Floyd, to me, it showed that he's slowing down, that he has to fight. And if he has to fight, he's going to get beat up like Miguel beat him up, but, you know, Floyd still gets the win. But I'm telling you, for you to underestimate Austin No Doubt Trout in this fight is a major mistake. Austin Trout, first of all, he is almost... One of the things that we both really like about this fight is that these are two guys who respect the game, okay? And I don't think you would challenge that they both respect the game. And by that I'm saying there's been no disparaging remarks back and forth amongst each other. They're both very respectful. Austin Trout is confident. Miguel Cotto is confident because of his experience and because he's going under the assumption, I would have to believe, like I would if I was him. I'm on the downside of my career. Here's this guy who wants to come and get me, but he's going to have to come and beat me in my own backyard in what is no doubt, not another reference to No Doubt Trout, but in what is no doubt hostile territory. That's my only concern with that Austin Trout. When he beat Alvarez, Canelo's brother.
Rigoberto.
When he beat his brother down there, that was in Guadalajara, Mexico, okay? Now, wait just a minute. Not very many people can go into Mexico and beat a Mexican fighter, unanimous decision, come out with a unanimous decision in Mexico. This kid can fight. And I'm just telling you and all you people that are watching, if you underestimate Austin Trout, and don't forget he's a southpaw. If you remember, Miguel Cotto has always had problems with southpaws. Not to the point where anyone I've never seen Miguel Cotto other than the Margarito fight where he got beat up. Okay. The rest of the fight,
and we know what happened in that fight.
Well, you assume that, but
no,
I'm just saying that you know there's no fight. He can hold his own, but I'm just saying that we know two things, and that this is just being honest with everyone else. Austin Trout knows this too. In order to come out of here Saturday night with a victory in New York, it has to be a dominating performance. It can't be close, because if it's close, we know where it's going to go. And I would say in this case, rightfully so, if it's close. Because Trout knows the deck is stacked against him. He's got to come out with a performance that is dominating. And I'm going to go on record right now. Aurelio, you're not going to like this. Austin Trout's going to stop Miguel Cotto in the 10th round. Okay.
Well, there you go. You can take that to the bank, because he's always putting the salt, like we say in Spanish, está tirando sal, you know, on the thing. So he's going for Austin Trout. Let me tell you, his record is like 1 win and 16 losses. I mean, but listen, let me tell you something. You just mentioned something about you got 2 fighters that respect the sport.
Yes.
No way. You got 1 fighter that respects the sport. You respect the sport when you go into the ring and you fight 50-50 chances when you go into the ring, when you're fighting someone that you can't just say who the winner is going to be. In every fight that Austin Trout has taken, outside of the Delvin Rodriguez fight, you would dare not bet against Austin Trout.
Are you insane? Every fight you can go down his record in the last 10 fights.
Yes.
Okay. None of them have been in New Mexico. So that
I'm talking opponent-wise.
No, I'm talking about opponent-wise also.
Opponent-wise.
When you go on the road, wait a minute now. You want me to go back and play the tape for you? You want me to play the tape for you? We both admitted that when you're on the road, that the deck is stacked against you when you're on the road.
Not when you're fighting someone with the 500 stack.
No,
let's go back 10.
No one brings you.
He brought it out. He brought it out. We're gonna go back to the 10 fights. Okay. We'll start with the 10th one.
Just tell me where we're at.
Bradley Thompson, 15-13-1. Okay. Houston, Texas. Martin Avila, 9-4. Okay. Torreon, Mexico. Sean Garnett, 11-5-2. Rama, California. Marcos Primera, 20-17-2. That was in Las Cruces. Nelson Julio Tapia, 11-1-1. Panama City. At least he found someone with a good record, and he won that by majority decision.
I'm telling you, you
Terrazone, Washington, 13-10. Okay, Rigoberto Alvarez. Now, if anyone took a fight lightly, it was Rigoberto Alvarez. Okay, 27-2. Back to no doubt Trout business. David Alonso Lopez, 40-12. Okay. Then he came back Frank Loporto, 15-4-2. And then he fought Delvin Rodriguez, 26-5-3. So how are you going to say you got a guy that respects the sport? It's not like the fights weren't there for him. He's supposedly a champion. He's supposedly a world champion.
No. He's not supposedly. He is.
Okay, so why, if you're a world champion, then fight world champions.
You can't make people fight you. How many people would take a fight with him? It's the same argument we had with Mike Alvarado, with Denver's Manny Perez. With the same argument, you said not many people will fight them. So they have to take fights to stay active.
Yeah,
They're not a guy that's going to sit on the shelf and just wait till Miguel Cotto calls him when he hasn't fought in a year. Yeah, no. He's staying active, waiting on the opportunity.
Well, guys, I'm just saying that on paper, and it's hard for me to sit here and say, because it's not like I hate any person individually. I'm looking at this thing on paper. And you've got a class world champion fighter that no one could doubt in Miguel Cotto.
Yes.
And you've got another guy that's a paper champion that hasn't really proven himself in the ring.
No.
Well, tell me where he's proven himself.
I'm not going to let you call him a paper champion, because a paper champion is one like Canelo Alvarez, where a title was given him.
No, but Canelo Alvarez has already beat quality fighters to prove he belongs in championship. This may be Austin Trout's opportunity to prove that he belongs in with the championship.
Oh, he's going to prove. There's no doubt he's going to prove. But let me tell you this. Let me back up one thing, okay? Let me dispute and correct you in front of everyone here. You said my record is 1-16, and that's not true. My record is 2-15. Let's just keep things straight so everyone knows, okay? You already know that I have a penchant for taking the underdog, and if I were in Vegas, I would be homeless. There's no doubt about that. But I'm just saying that this is a fight where I want everyone to understand that Austin Trout, when he's got the correct name, no doubt. No doubt, because there's no doubt that he has to be dealt with. Miguel Cotto knows this. You don't know it, but you'll know it Saturday night. I'm telling you right now.
Maybe,
Saturday night,
not.
You know,
maybe,
folks,
maybe
for
not.
one of the few times, we're going to watch a fight together. We can't watch fights together most of the time, he and I, because he's going to start this 1-16 and stuff, you know, all the time, and that's no good. We're going to watch this fight together because I think you'll be impressed when you see what happens. If Miguel Cotto wins, I will not be shocked because, once again, Miguel Cotto is a proven champion.
Yeah, exactly.
He steps up to the plate every time. I'm just saying that Austin Trout, and this is not a black thing. This is Austin Trout. I just believe that this guy is prepared mentally and physically. Only concern I have is that going to Guadalajara, Mexico, fighting in El Paso, Texas, fighting in Carson, Nevada, none of this is like fighting in Madison Square Garden in front of what's going to be a packed house full of rabid fans of Miguel Cotto, which 99% of those will be Puerto Rican fans.
You're going to have a lot of Puerto Rican fans.
So it's going to be a real testament to the fortitude of Austin Trout. I'm expecting him to step up to the plate. I'm expecting a great fight, but I think that he's going to wear Miguel Cotto down.
And he might.
And he might. And that's what I'm just saying. That when you said you disputed that, I said they respect the sport. When I talk about respect the sport, I'm not talking about record-wise. I'm talking about how you approach the fight. And their approach to the fight is both of them have been respectful to each other and respectful of the game. And for me, that's something that we don't really get to see a lot of. You know, everyone's now amped up about Adrian Broner types who want to, you know, make it all about, you know, brush my hair.
And that's a disrespect.
That's right. And I'm saying, no, this is about getting in. We're going to settle it in the ring. And that's what they've done. And I'm expecting a great fight. But I'm telling people, do not underestimate. And this is one of the fights that I would tell you, don't miss. Don't miss it because this is going to be a real good fight.
I won't miss it because I'm sitting here telling you, I want to see what Austin Trout is really about.
So you think I'm going to be 2-16 after Saturday night?
Yeah, I do. I do. I right now there's no way that I can honestly look at the camera and all the viewers out there and say I think Austin Trout has a chance to win this fight.
You give him no chance.
I don't give him a chance to win this fight. No.
Well, I'm telling you, not only do I give him a chance, but I expect him to stop Miguel Cotto. Nothing bad about Miguel Cotto other than that he's on the downside of his career. Here's a guy who's on the upside of his career, looking for this advantage, fully prepared to take, looking for this opportunity, fully prepared to take advantage of the opportunity, and I expect him to come away with the win.
Well, you know, he might. But like I say, he has to show me. I'm a fan of boxing. I've been into boxing since I was very young. So I'm not saying he won't. I'm saying I hope he does because I'd like to see a good fight. And I'm saying he may be, like in his mind, catching Miguel Cotto at the right time on the like you said, on the downside of his career. Maybe, maybe not. I don't see it yet. I look at the proof in the records and who he's fought and all that, and you know, Steve, I just don't see it. I can't find anything in his past record to tell me that he belongs in the same class as Miguel Cotto. I just can't. Even if he has that belt, the belts don't mean anything today. I can't. Now, if he goes in there and has a good showing, then I can say, okay, well now maybe he does belong on that top plateau with everyone else. But after this fight, he can't go back and fight someone with the 40-12 record or a 40-16 record. He's going to have to keep it there. He's going to have to. Well, and then you know what happens there is show me the money.
Well, I would agree that he's put himself in a position where the fights that he's had against lesser opponents, now he's put himself in a position where now he's at the top of the mountain. Either you win or you're all the way to the bottom.
Absolutely.
And that's why I said I think
no going back.
That's why I think mentally, physically, he's prepared. He knows what comes with this fight.
And he's still a youth. He's still a young man. He's still a young man. So it's not like you mentioned Mike and some of these other fighters that are into the limelight and they're showing this stuff. But their age now is catching up with them. They're in their 30s. Austin's not in his 30s. He's still a young man, and
that's what I'm telling you, Aurelio. The guys that we know, you know, you say at 154 pounds, okay, the pickings are pretty slim, you know, as far as we're concerned about top. But none of these guys want him. I would have thought you would think. Now, you dispute this with me, if you will. There was never a better time for Canelo Alvarez when he was searching for somebody to fight. Okay, here's a guy with a world championship belt that kicked your brother's ass, that you said you were going to avenge that, and you don't go and get him. There's a reason.
Well, I don't understand.
Well, no, I'm just asking
because Trout can't beat Alvarez. I don't know what the reasons are. Whether Oscar De La Hoya feels that there just can't be enough money made on that. I don't know. But I do know that I'm disappointed in Oscar De La Hoya and Schaefer, Richard Schaefer, because I just think that they are learning as they go along. Because, you know, to take a guy that was going to come in and give boxing back to the people, it just hasn't happened. And then when he does, in my opinion, make stupid moves like bring in Amir Khan and guarantee him $1 million a fight, that's just not good business sense on Schaefer's part. You know, it's just not. I mean, obviously, Amir Khan doesn't have any talent whatsoever. I mean,
well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, he don't.
No, he's got some talent. I'm just saying that Amir Khan is the guy that he was built up to be all of that. All of you guys know that I've never been a fan of his. Because
I was. So I mean, I think that what's hurt me more is because I believe that he can do something. Well, and then you started to see his fights, and you say, well, gee, you know, this guy really.
Well, you got to saw him. I told you this years ago. I said he wants to be a banger. And if Amir Khan, if now that he's with Virgil Hunter, if Virgil Hunter convinced him to stay outside and box, he'll be fine. But I still believe that that a leopard doesn't change his spots.
Okay,
when things get hot and heavy,
we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone and go back. We'll go back to Austin Trout, because you know how I feel about him and that whole Virgil Hunter thing. That's all a. You know,
he thinks it's a facade. That's what he thinks.
It's a money thing for Hunter.
Okay, and
I do the same thing. I do the same thing.
Without a doubt.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? So anyhow, so let's go on. Just so you'll know on record. When is that? Saturday,
December 1st, showtime.
Okay, and don't miss it, guys. Don't miss it. It should prove to be a good fight. Let's hope it turns out to be a good fight. I'm one to think that I won't be disappointed if it turns out not to be a good fight, just because from what I've researched and what I've seen and researching his record, I don't see Austin Trout in the same league as Miguel Cotto, even a Miguel Cotto that's on his way out.
Well, then let's get to it. What is your prediction? The way you're sounding, this fight won't go over about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I think Miguel Cotto is going to win a decision. I don't think Austin Trout's going to get in there and bang it with Miguel Cotto. I don't think Austin Trout's going to do that. So because of that, it will be a distance fight, and Miguel Cotto will probably win all but maybe 2 or 3 rounds, and it just be a unanimous decision that way. Because Austin Trout's not going to go in there and bang with Miguel Cotto.
Well, let me tell you guys, if you want to go along with the Aurelio Martinez, that's fine. If you don't think that Austin Trout can bang with Miguel Cotto, you'll see on Saturday night. I'm telling you that not only can he bang with him, but he's will, and that's why I say he's going to stop him in the 10th round. Just to be safe, I'll say the 11th round. He's going to stop him between the 10th and 11th round, and that's just that you know, the southpaw, he hits hard, he moves well. It's going to be too much for Miguel at this stage in his career. And once again, like I said, Miguel Cotto, nothing but respect. Nothing but a guy that has been positive for boxing, for the sport, has always been a gentleman. Nothing that you can say negative about this guy.
No.
I respect him totally. I just think that he's seen his better days, and you'll see on Saturday night.
And you may be right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans all around the world, be sure to tune into that fight and tune in to us next week for our next episode. We'll be talking about the following fights that are coming on the weekend.
Well, no, let's be specific. We've got the big fight. The big fight that everyone wants to see. We got Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez 4.
That's right.
This is the deciding fight, and we'll have a lot of conversation about that because, as you can imagine, I'll be the opposite of Aurelio, and my record by that time should be, I'll be 3-15.
Okay.
I'm moving up the ladder. Okay.
Good. So come back, tune in next week, and we'll have another good discussion for you as we debate the upcoming fights. And until then, keep them hands up.
Keep them up.